You take it a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 213 of the Strap SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And before we kick off the episode, guys, it's my usual housekeeping message. Please head over to our Instagram page, the Strap SZN Podcast, or our Twitter page, the Strap SZN Pod. There's a link in the bio on both of those platforms, and that link will take you to where we're situated at streaming-wise. So please make sure you head over, click on that link, and yeah, if you fancy your audio, we've got all the like Spotify, Apple Podcast links, and if you fancy your visuals, YouTube link is also there as well. YouTube videos tend to be uploaded a couple of days after the main pod is loaded on the Tuesday. So make sure you do that for us, guys. Much appreciated. But Flowz, I'm assuming you're good. Yeah, I'm sure you're good.
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great, man. I'm great. I'm really looking forward to this one, bro, because it's a huge episode. We're mainly going to be discussing probably two of the biggest names in boxing. The two faces. You argue who the face is, but yeah, these two characters, specifically Canelo and AJ, are the two, we'll probably say, are the two biggest.
Cash cows.
Sorry?
The two cash cows?
The two cash cows. I mean, I'm sure if, for any American listeners that we might have who are pro PBC, they might be, be shouting, no, Javante. No. But let's be real here. Oh, look, we believe it's between AJ and Canelo. I'll probably give it to Canelo.
Go bad for bad. I know he's coming out the top.
We go in for him.
I know he's coming out the top.
We go in for him. To be honest, Flowz, I mean, I'll probably say it's Canelo still as the face and the biggest cash cow. Or do you think AJ has surpassed him as a cash cow? I'll probably still go Canelo.
It's them two. Well, I think Canelo got that huge deal with. He's had a few huge deals.
Yeah, the one you're talking about was it the 300? No, was it 300 mil? Something dumb like that.
Yeah, one with the Zone. He done one with PBC. He's had a few huge deals. AJ's kind of been loyal to Matchroom, but he obviously had a huge DAZN deal. But when it comes to bread, it's them two. by far.
It's funny because I was seeing a couple of tweets about people trying to put Javante's name again yesterday because Canelo didn't. We'll discuss Canelo, but yeah, there's a reason why I kept seeing Javante's name again yesterday. But anyways, we're talking about the two biggest cash cows for us. Obviously, we start with Canelo. His fight card. Let's get straight into it, Flowz. Let's head straight to the main event on this one, and Canelo versus Edgar Berlanga, a fight that we obviously were very vocal about, Flowz, in terms of we said we didn't like it. Bit of a stinker, big cherry pick for Canelo, and the prediction was, Flowz, obviously we fully expected him to dominate, and I thought it would stop him, to be honest, Flowz. I remember you said that in fact, did you say, Flowz, if he doesn't stop him, you be coming to call him or something, or if he struggled,
if he struggled, if he goes life and death, we'll get into it.
Yeah,
I'll let you know if I call him or not.
Yeah. That's why I'm coming to ask, Flowz, because okay, cool. The results happen now. Canelo's beaten up Edgar Berlanga, to be honest, from round 1 to round 12. It was the mismatch that we said it was going to be. From the opening 30 seconds, Flowz, I was laughing because Canelo started like he was locked in, and I already had Berlanga backpedaling. Berlanga was already catching big shots. He was already in the after 30 seconds, Flowz, he was already in the corner. So I said to myself, yeah, this is gonna be a long day, boy. I don't think it's gonna last long. Flowz, Canelo hasn't stopped Berlanga, but he's beating up him every round. I want to ask you from the off, Flowz, is he still worthy of calling your eyes? Because I'm seeing people calling him for not getting Berlanga out of there. Based on what you saw last night, Flowz, and the performance last night, should Canelo be holding smoke for not getting Edgar Berlanga out of there?
You know what? No, from me.
I know you're going to say as well.
I'm not going to call Canelo. I'm just going to give credit to Berlanga, is what it is. Even though he lost, he took a beating in portions. He wasn't winning, but he simply didn't fold. He didn't crumble, and he said, "I ain't going." And he constantly returned fire. Like, even though he wasn't winning, he was constantly throwing back. Every time Canelo wanted to over tee off on him or get him out of there, Berlanga said, nah. Berlanga showed he was strong. He showed he's hungry. And he showed good skill in portions, even when he was on the ropes. He showed some good defensive skill in there to survive and maneuver. So I have to give credit to Berlanga, is the simple truth.
Yeah, there were times in there where he was making Canelo miss wildly, to be honest.
Yes, yeah.
And the way he was making the miss flows, it was almost reminiscent of when Floyd was doing it. When Canelo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I think Canelo was obviously at some point a bit over aroused in trying to get Berlanga out of there. But yeah, there were times where he did show some good defensive nows, some good defensive acumen flows to hang in there. I fully agree with you, Flowz. I'm not going to give smoke to Canelo. I anticipate the knockout. And from the off flows, from when the early portions, the early rounds flows, when he already had Berlanga backed up and Berlanga was getting heavy shots, I'm there thinking, yeah, this is not going past round 6. I'm sure of it. Canelo's got that look in his eyes. Berlanga is grossly overmatched quite clearly. Before the fight flows, preamble, Berlanga was saying how he's going to really utilize his jab and his superior size and reach against Canelo, who, let's remember, is only 5'7". Berlanga was what, 6'1", 6'2"? Mm-hmm. That went out of the window, flows in 30 seconds. I'm thinking to myself, wow, he's not throwing the jab enough. So it's going to be a long night for him because Canelo we know, is a raging bull, flows, head movement, coming forward. Mike Tyson sometimes was just there. And, you know, the usual flows. Canelo was out jabbing the bigger man. He was out jabbing him. So it was, as always, we're used to it by now, flows. Before he used to rattle us, but now it's standard. So Canelo's having his way with him. I'm there thinking there's no way it's going to last more than 6 rounds. And, you know, I want to echo your sentiments, Flowz, and give Berlanga his credit. And that's why I'm not going to corner him, because I feel like any other person possibly would have been taken out of there. The Callum Smiths and the Rocky Fieldings and, you know, these other guys would, as we've seen, Flowz, didn't last.
Yeah.
But Berlanga was pure stubbornness. His pure grit, determination, and stubbornness, even though it was a beatdown, and sometimes, Flowz, these one-sided fights can be quite boring and dull and not the most entertaining because of the fact that it's so one-sided. This was a one-sided beatdown, don't get me wrong. But Berlanga's stubbornness and refusal to go and heart made the fight actually somewhat entertaining. Like, I was laughing throughout because Berlanga was killing me. He was killing me. This guy was getting beat up and cracked on and still drawing. Still, you know, I still go to Canelo like, yeah, I'm here. Like, still giving it to him.
Every round, enjoying at him at the end.
Bro, I'm thinking you've just received a hellacious beatdown. You've been wobbled, dropped. He got dropped in the 3rd round, I think it was, Flowz.
Yeah.
You saw and his reaction when he got dropped. Did a short ball, beat his gloves, vexed, got up, was on wobbly legs, was under pressure for the whole round. I think there was one round, Flowz, where Canelo's hurt him towards the end. And it might have been that same 3rd round, Flowz. And Berlanga was just forced to fight or flight. And he sat down and started rocking out with Canelo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, I appreciate that sort of heart and determination, even though, yes, it was a mismatch and it would have been nice to see Canelo face someone. We knew what was going to happen. We knew it was going to be like this. But I fully expected, Flowz, I'll be honest, I'll hold my hands up. I fully expected Edgar Berlanga to crumble in there when the going got tough, such as that round 3. And he surprised me. I probably should have known. He's a Brooklyn kid, New York, proud Puerto Rican. Maybe that's why. But he stood there and said, nah, even though I'm getting beat up here, I'm still going to be entertaining. I'm still going to throw my hands and I'm still going to try and, you know, land that big shot, which is what he had. And credit to him, Flowz, he landed some good shots. He landed some great shots. We've said it before, Canelo's chin is superhuman. We've never seen him get wobbled or rocked or dropped or nothing. So I knew he wouldn't have the ability to stop him. But credit to the kid, man. Young kid, early in his career, got this fight, and he looked overmatched, but that's just down to the matchmaking, Flowz. He himself did himself proud, I think. So, yeah. Big shout out to Berlanga for me.
Yeah, and I think our issue was that it's just a step up. This is a level that can drown you completely. Now, while he didn't cross the finish line, he couldn't handle the waters as such. He didn't drown. He survived. in that sense, and his stock has risen in my eyes. It's a learning experience.
Facts.
That fight for him came too soon, but it's gonna hold him in good stead. Just being in that, and it shows us something as well, because we cornered him because he had a little step up, and the knockouts dried up.
Big
Now
time.
he's had a huge step up, and we've seen other elements to him now. We've seen him show defensive elements. We've seen him show grit. We've seen his strength in there. We've seen his determination. So those are qualities we can applaud and give him credit for. So
yeah,
I'm not going to call Canelo as such. I'm just going to shout out Berlanga.
Yeah, for sure. And so as you said it before, obviously in our private chats and whatnot, but now you've operated this level, Berlanga, and as you said, Flowz, he didn't necessarily drown. There's no step backs now. You can't go back to a McCrory or a Steve Rolls, right, Flowz? This middleweight division, Flowz, is healthy. We're going to talk about other actors in this division later on, but it's the super middleweight division is healthy. There's fighters there. There's fights there for him. Mm-hmm. And now we're seeing the calls of, as I definitely agree that his stock has risen, even though it's a good loss. We said it many times before, Flowz, in this sport, you can have good losses. And now we're seeing the calls for, I want to see a Berlanga versus Munguia. I want to see a Berlanga versus this, Plant, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So those options are there for him. And he's young enough to, as you said, Flowz, learn from this and come again. He's only 27 years old. I think it's only his 22nd fight or something like that, Flowz. He's still young. He's still got time to develop and whatnot. So, yeah. For someone, don't forget, Flowz, we put this guy on our prospect list because he exploded onto the scene. And then we kind of almost took him off, or we're like, yeah, he's not it because of this little step up when he started struggling. But again, I kind of, I'm warming up to him again in that sense that, he showed me something last night, which I didn't think he had. So big ups to him. Yeah, so there's definitely someone to work with there, Flowz. And, the game plan didn't go well. It's a Canelo, for example, Flowz. So it wasn't going to go well. We knew either way, whichever way he want to cut and dice it, Flowz, he was never going to win this fight. But at least he gave a good account of himself. And I think the fans welcome that as well. So, yeah, I'm seeing more people calling Canelo, Flowz. And as you said, we're not going to call Canelo, but the casuals are saying, obviously, you couldn't get this guy out of there. Berlanga, you dropped him in round 3 and he wasn't in trouble after. He was in trouble, but you know how fans see things differently. And that's when I was seeing, Flowz, the comparisons to Tank, it's crazy. Like, they were saying, they're putting the Frank Martin thing up and saying, when Tank is stalking an opponent, he wants to get him out there, he gets him out of there. And that's why he's the face of boxing. I said, come on, man. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. But, yeah. How do you think overall Flowz Canelo looked? Obviously, it can be quite hard to gauge because it's a guy he was expected to beat down, which he did.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I wanted to talk about this. Kind of touched on it last episode where we talked about fighters moving up through the weights. And once again, Berlanga looked bigger than Canelo in there. As with every fight at 168, even though this guy's become undisputed at 168, Canelo hasn't had a knockdown since 21 when he fought Caleb Plant. I think he knocked out everyone in that year. He knocked out.
No, he knocked down or knockout, you mean?
Knockout.
Okay, yeah. You said knockout.
He knocked down John Ryder. He knocked down
Jaime.
He knocked down Berlanga. But he hasn't got a stoppage in time.
Yeah. So is this his Plant? Is it in Plant? Yeah, okay.
It's Plant. And since then, he's lost to Bivol. Golovkin, he won every round. John Ryder, he pretty much won. Jaime, he beat up as well. Mel, was it Mel he fought? Yeah, Mel.
Yeah.
He beat up. Well, Mel survived, ran.
Survival job, yeah. Mel's stocks dropped so badly.
Yeah. That fight killed him.
Oh, man. That killed his momentum. Yeah, go on. Keep going.
So I'm thinking, okay, Canelo is not stopping these people, whereas in the past we've seen him get guys out of there. And people have alluded to maybe he's getting older. The fact is he's getting older. There's a lot of mileage on the clock. Is he becoming less ruthless? Is he losing his power or touch it as such? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to say because I expected him to get Berlanga out there. We expected him to stop a John Ryder. Expected him to stop a Jaime Munguia. Even though Munguia's got a good chin, to be fair to him.
I mean, yeah.
So I don't know if these are signs that we should be looking into.
I don't know if
I certainly don't want him fighting anyone bigger than these man. Is what I was saying.
Yeah, you've been very clear about this. Just given what you said, some thought flows. I don't know if it's something to look into specifically with regards to power because all the guys you mentioned, flows, he's dropped.
Yeah,
he did. Say we saw he dropped Ryder, he dropped Jaime, he dropped Charlo, he dropped. I know and the thing is, yesterday from what I saw as well, he dropped Berlanga and he tried to go for the kill, which is I guess what he's Canelo likes knocking guys out. He likes insane the fans, and Canelo's one of those guys that like you like to talk crap to. So he's like, cool, I'm gonna punish you. Watch. And that's what I think. That's what he was trying to do. And yesterday's performance flows, I saw some of the typical Canelo stuff, right? So the punching and the explosiveness was there. The head movement and defense was there in portions. But I did see someone that looked very eager for that knockout flows and over eager. And as we said, Berlanga was then starting to make him miss when he was doing that because he was overreaching with his punches and he was loading up on his punches too much and making it too obvious, right? Flo's not fainting whilst he's coming in, just going straight for it. I don't know if that's his instincts fading flows or just him being so eager to get that knockout because he hasn't got one in a while flows. But my gut is telling me for now it's not something to worry about because if you can drop a guy, the power's still there. Maybe he's just a bit over eager recently to finish his guys, which is he's looking a bit, over aroused, maybe. But the power to me, I think, is still there, Flows. He's still able to drop these guys and make them feel something. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm cool on that point, Flows. I'm not. It hasn't. My ears haven't picked up with that one yet. I'm still with watch. I'm not too sure yet.
It still comes down to this with me. Now I don't think Canelo can make 160 or cut to 160. I think he's filled out to 168. I think that's a more comfortable weight for him, but he's just still too small for him.
No, he is.
That's what. So for me, I expect because he's not fighting Benavidez, listeners. That's not happening. So I've got that out of my head. He's ducked Benavidez. Is the truth.
Yep. It's cool the way it is, folks. It's a duck. It's a duck. Yeah.
And he has no intention of fighting Benavidez unless there's huge bread on the table because it's too risky.
Too risky for him. Yeah.
And he's gonna cash out with easy fights. Is the truth. And he might even he might go down to 160 to fight some of these men.
Who's a cash out at 160?
Crawford. You'll meet Crawford at 160. Crawford will move up to 160.
Yeah, Crawford.
I've heard him talk about Conor McGregor. I don't know what Conor McGregor's walking around at. He'll probably do the Spence thing if there's bread on the table for fighting Spence.
Errol, really?
That's what he's on. He's on cashing out now. So I don't know. The chasing greatness stuff, cool. Leave it out.
I mean, he's done it. Flows, how many times we say Canelo's completely boxing? He's done it. He's done the chasing great. He's really done it.
Yes. And
shame.
Yeah.
Well though, because Benavidez' fight is a tantalizing opponent for what when was the last Canelo opponent when you're like, yeah, this is gonna give. I think all the opponents that he's fought. Okay, Bivol. Yes, Bivol actually was one. But
Plant was we expected him to win, but
Plant, Jamal, what Mel?
Plant.
You mean?
No,
Plant.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Plant.
I think he said Charlotte.
No.
I'll be honest, Flows. Apart from the Bivol one, every Canelo opponent that he's fought from the last since 2019, to be honest, Flows, I've gone in there thinking Canelo's won this. I'm confident. Even Plant, I said Plant will box him well, but eventually he'll get caught and stopped. He will lose. So again, it's a long time since we've had.
But that's us.
There.
That's us because people said Billy Joe was going to beat him.
True.
people said that.
To be fair, actually, I'll give Billy Joe. I said Billy Joe will give him problems, but again, eventually will get caught, which he did. There was a point in that fight where Billy Joe was winning rounds, and he was cooking. He was cooking. He was flowing. Was
winning rounds. Kovalev was winning rounds.
Yep.
Callum Smith disappointed us big time because I don't know what he came to do.
Callum Smith a power puncher.
But Bivol was the only one who's done his thing legit.
Yeah. Badded him up, to be honest. Badded him up. You know what, the pros, depending on the winner of Bivol Beterbiev, we might see Canelo go up and challenge them, to be fair.
He's not sticking in that way with Beterbiev.
If Bivol wins, he might want to exercise that, try and get that get back. Obviously, it will have huge repercussions on the line because obviously he's got undisputed belt on the line too. So we might see that. I think he will be watching that with one eye, thinking, hopefully Bivol gets this W. I can avenge that and also win another undisputed title with another weight class, potentially. And that'd be good money. His Excellency will back that, probably. He'll bankroll that one. So, yeah. But yeah, based on the performance flows, it's not I don't really have to take any shot to Canelo. I just felt like, what I'd say is he looked a bit overeager to get that knockout in portions. And that's why he was missing wildly. Like I said, what's his name? Berlanga made it very entertaining. And the drawing at him, even though he's getting rocked and cracked, was funny to me. Last round, Berlanga was brilliantly entertaining. He basically stood there and said, now I'm going to rock out and bang out. And he did that. And I think he got Canelo's respect at the end. You saw they had a nice little touching conversation. Canelo, said, he's got a lot of heart. And even I'm there thinking, Berlanga's a madman for that. Because he could have easily got stopped, but he literally stood there and said, I'm going to rock out with you, final round, let's do this. So I think the crowd really appreciated that, Flowz.
He was catching Canelo in that trade-off as well.
He was catching him. In fact, towards the end, I think he started to win the trade-off, to be honest, Flowz. So no, shout out to him, Flowz. It was nice to see. One thing I did also see, Flowz, commentary, just on the Twitter Spaces and whatnot, and just the tweets. We saw, I mean, based on that Canelo performance, Flowz, I saw a lot more people saying, you know what? Terence Crawford has a chance. I saw people saying, Flowz, pushing for that one and saying they think Bud, based on the performance they saw with Berlanga, they think Bud can have his way with Canelo. It's interesting because, as we know, His Excellency vetoed that, but His Excellency was also with Bud last night, and Bud was like, yo, Turkey, we need to make that fight. And His Excellency was like, Canelo, answer our calls kind of thing. Come over to this side kind of thing. And Bud was there, Bud, I think, wants it. Like, he believes he can do it. He's backing himself. I don't know, Flowz. I don't know.
Listen, boxing fans are funny.
I still don't like it because of the weight difference. Skill for skill, though, Bud can hang, of course.
Yeah, but
skill for skill,
Bud's,
but probably better than
the more skilled fighter.
Yeah.
I think
he's better than him, skill for skill.
But at the same time, Cam, remember, Crawford just fought Madrimov and they were killing Crawford.
Yep.
The same boxing fans were killing Crawford. They know, is this what Crawford struggled, Crawford this? Because once again, they're not giving him credit for moving up in weights.
Yeah.
This is at 154 now. Canelo's at 168.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Canelo probably has similar dimensions to Madrimov. Obviously bigger, it's frame-wise. He's
frame-wise, yeah.
He's stronger. He's more skilled than Madrimov. Yeah. Look, skill for skill, if you're taking out all these other factors, maybe Crawford's better. Probably is.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say.
I think he.
But we're talking about weight classes. We're talking about power now. We're talking about where Crawford's come from and where Canelo's come from. They shouldn't be in a ring together. Now, look, it's probably going to happen. I expect it to happen because it might make bread.
Yeah.
Canelo doesn't really stand to gain much, really, other than money. and he's not going to gain too much money off of Crawford that he could get elsewhere.
It's more for Crawford, really,
Yeah.
his benefit. Yeah.
So for Crawford's benefit, I would be happy for him to get bread and cash out. I would be happy for him to cash out.
He's deserved it.
Yeah. But does he win? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. He could get hurt because he could get stopped. Because I don't know how many people he's faced with that kind of power. We don't see the Gamboa wobble you.
me machine.
That's the me machine wobble you.
Crawford's stubborn as hell, though. You can tell he's stubborn.
Yeah.
he's not gonna go down without being shifted. So look, man. To me, what I wanted to see was David Benavidez. I'm not gonna get that probably. So I don't really care who Canelo fights next. I can't really say there's anything out there for him, Flowz, apart from a Benavidez at 168.
That we want to see anyway.
Yeah, that we want to see. The other guys have to earn it again. You know what I mean, Flowz? Them man will come onto it, but I see another nice little middleweight or super middleweight tournament being formed with a couple of the guys now that we've seen, Flowz, who can, need to fight each other to see who gets the right to fight him again, basically. But I don't want to see him at 175 personally. And at 160, in terms of actual 160 pounders, there's nothing there for him. That's a dying division right now. You know, all the good 160 pounders are running to 168 to try and fight Canelo. So there's not much out there for him, to be honest, Flowz. So I don't really know what I will see next from him if it's not a Benavidez. I don't really know. There's nothing out there that I personally want to see. But shout out to him as usual anyways, Flowz. He did his thing. Was a good night. And big ups to Edgar Berlanga once again, Flowz. You know, he showed out. And even though he was grossly overmatched, he didn't go quietly, shall I say. So let's touch upon the undercard quickly, Flowz. We saw there was wins for Stephen Fulton made his return, Flowz, new division. I think featherweight, 126 pounds. He had a life and death fight, to be honest, Flowz. It was his first fight since being stopped by Inoue. And it was, I'm sure, a lot trickier than a lot of people thought it was going to be. And for him as well.
Yeah.
I think this is what he's been out for 14 months, Flowz. So there's a lot of ring rust. And I think you can kind of tell that he was suffering from ring rust, Flowz.
Yeah.
His opponent dropped him, I think, in the 5th.
Yeah.
And he kind of had to really switch on again after that and activate to eke out that win. And I think later on in the later rounds, Flowz, the opponent came back again strongly. Round 8, I believe he hurt him again. But I think Fulton did just about enough. They gave it to him, Flowz, split decision. Do you think he did just about enough to win that?
Yeah, I think he was winning the rounds, which even the close rounds, he was winning. Obviously taking a knockdown. I think 2 knockdowns, was it?
I think it was. I remember it being 1 knockdown, but also he was wobbled badly in the 8th, I think, as well. He got hurt in the 8th.
Yeah. It was a good fight, but he was winning the rounds that I saw. So I think it's fair that he got it. Is this his first fight with Buatsi?
Buatsi, yeah.
Buatsi was killing me in the corner, but I think impressive win for Cool Boy.
It's tough. Yeah, Flowz. It's first new division, new coach, 14 months out. I think it showed, to be honest, Flowz. It showed that I rate Fulton as a boxer. He's a good boxer. I just think it was, quite apparent that he'd been out for a while and his opponent was game. And look, Flowz, you have bad nights or you have off nights and you have nights where it's like you could steal one. And even though I think he did enough to win, I understand why it was a struggle for him, Flowz. So, him getting that, you take it and you move on. That's it.
That first knockdown was purely because he admired his work. He caught him with a big shot.
Yeah.
And he obviously expected to return something and then he got caught himself. So he went down. So don't do the Bruno. Don't admire your work. Box.
The Bruno. Ooh.
Frozen after you land the shot. No, none of that.
Bruno. Ooh, sharp. Too sharp. Cool, yeah, it's a nice win for him. Flowz, bit of a shocker for Romain Villa. It's been a bit peak for him since he got that win versus Speedy Ellis, Flowz. yeah, he got stopped. By an opponent he was expected to beat. Try to get the guy's name. Salas, I think his name was.
Rodriguez. So yeah,
Ricardo Salas. Third round, stopped him. Fully stopped him. Obviously, these are both like known power punches, apparently. Villas, yeah. Obviously, we know he saw him out against Boots. He got beaten up by Boots and then stopped by this guy. So big peak for him. He wasn't expecting to lose that. Nice win for Salas, though. Hadn't really heard of him before, but that's a big, like, I guess, coming out win for him. So yeah, shout out to him. Your boy Rolly Romero won. So I actually watched the fight, but I saw he was apparently it was a comfortable UD.
yeah. UD. I thought he was.
Yeah, no, it was UD. It was supposedly a comfortable UD. So yeah, your boy did you proud. Shout out to him. Caleb Plant Flowz. Against, is it Marcus McCumby? McCumby, I think
Trevor
it was.
McCumby, I think.
Trevor McCumby, yes, that's the one, yeah. That's a Marcus one. That's a basketball player. Caleb Plant. Flo, I think I've said it before, Flo, is that I think Caleb Plant is in underrated fights, right, Flows, in terms of entertainment value. If you notice with Plant fights, Flows, first of all, he's always in some sort of needle with his opponent. Always.
Yeah.
There's always some sort of needle with his opponent. Same thing with this McCumby guy. They were beefing heavily in the preamble and whatnot, and the weigh-in. So he always gets you emotionally invested and like intrigues you because it's like him and his opponents are always beefing. And then when it actually comes to fight time, Flows, he's pretty exciting to watch. I remember Flows when Plant was coming up and stuff, Flows, a lot of people would try to say he wasn't really the most exciting because he's a pure boxer, right, Flows?
Yeah.
People were saying he wasn't the most exciting. But if you know, if you run through his fights, Flows, they're very exciting to watch.
Yeah.
And he's look, I remember what his biggest criticism back in the day was he wasn't really a power puncher. Plant be stopping guys. He stops guys. We gave him knockout of the year one time, Flows. You know, he drops guys. He can be dropped. He's been dropped before. We've seen. So yeah, this was another exciting Caleb Plant fight, Flows. Obviously, there was needle there, and this McCumby guy came to fight. He was undefeated as well, Flows. I think he was undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated.
Undefeated. Hadn't heard of him. I told you they made this fight over IG. They were beefing in the comments, and it got made. So he came in. He was aggressive. He was rushing Plant in portions, Flows, and that's how the knockdown came in the fifth round. I think it was the fifth round. Was it fourth or fifth? Yeah. Fourth, maybe fourth. He's bum rushed Plant and landed, and Plant was kind of unaware, hands down, got caught, Flows, got dropped. He wasn't hurt or anything. It was just a flash knockdown. But after that, Flows, Plant to me locked in, and the class then showed. Flows, you know, he locked in, and he started doing Caleb Plant things, Flows. And you know when Caleb Plant, when he's in the flow, he would then start showboating. He would then start, you know, taking the piss. You saw him do the short arm thing.
Yeah.
Look around. Oh man, that was
dancing.
Flows, how can you do that? That's how disrespectful that is. Plant is a G, man. And in the end, in the ninth round, Flows, he closed the show, kind of rushed my man against the ropes with a flurry of punches, Flows, and Mr. McCumby guy was stopped on his feet by the referee. He didn't really know where he was, to be honest, at the time of the stoppage, from what I could see, Flows. So I think it was fair. But yeah, another exciting Caleb Plant fight. Obviously, you saw Caleb Plant do the dig thing afterwards as well. He loves it, doesn't he? So yeah, man, it was another exciting Caleb Plant fight, Flows. And like I said, he gets you kind of intrigued and invested based on the fact that he seems to beef all his opponents. And then in the ring, you know, he can stop guys. He can drop guys. He isn't pillow-fisted at all. And I like watching Caleb Plant, Flows, because he's a very good boxer. Genuinely a really, really good boxer. So yeah, I enjoyed watching that one, mate.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. This McCumby guy, I wasn't familiar with him, but I think the second round, he landed a body shot to Caleb Plant that sent him flying. So immediately he was strong. I think he landed 3 shots in that second round. All power shots, which moved and shifted Caleb Plant. Yeah. And I think after the fourth round, you get, like you say, get bum rushing in. And after the fourth round where he drops Caleb Plant, it wasn't even a shot to anywhere. I think it was a shot to the arm that just shifted Caleb Plant down. You can see the size of this McCumby's guy's arms. He looks like he's definitely a power puncher from what I saw.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got a good knockout ratio. Yeah. 75%. Yeah.
But what I've given Caleb Plant credit for, and I think I said this when we were picking who could potentially beat or who would have the best chance against Canelo. I say this because while Caleb Plant can box on the outside, he can also fight on the inside. Like legit, he's this art of inside fighting is a skill. It's a pure skill in itself, which not many fighters have. And he made that adjustment in that fight where McCumby was having success rushing in from distance and throwing big shots. Caleb Plant just steps to him, fighting on the inside, and McCumby didn't have that in his locker. While he's got the power, it's completely taken away from him because he doesn't have the momentum. And the fifth and sixth, Caleb Plant stepped into him, just gave him hell, and then he was able to kind of break him down from there in those moments. Yeah, so absolutely. Shout out to Caleb Plant for making those adjustments.
Which we know he can. He's a high IQ fighter, Flowz. Yeah, you said this. He's a very good boxer, Caleb.
Very good boxer. He has a lot of tools in his toolbox. He can switch up. Whereas Billy Joe, we know he has one style. He's very good at that one style. Don't know why I'm coming for Billy Joe. But good fight, man. Enjoyed the show, boy. Both of them enjoying, dancing, going back and forth. Enjoyable.
No, it's like I said, Flowz, he generally beefs all his opponents. That's what makes him good to like Benavidez. We know that build-up was sick. But the real build-up was insane. Like that was real beef. So like
even the Caleb Truex one, beefing heavily.
Crazy beef. I don't even know why. I don't even know that one was weird.
He's always Canelo beef. When Canelo pieced him out a bit before the fight.
And then he tried posting afterwards. Nah, he said
it was 1-1.
Yeah, his head was hot. He said,
yeah, he got one on me, I got one on him.
The fight hasn't happened yet, but I don't know if it will happen. But there's beef with Charlo.
Yeah, the Charlo brothers.
Yep. So I don't care. That still needs to happen somehow. I need to see that. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I need to see that, but it's good to see Caleb Plant back in action, Flowz. He's doing the PBC one fight a year thing, which is annoying me a little bit, Flowz. He needs to stay more active, I think. Especially he's 32 now. But we know how the PBC camp roll. It's a bit annoying. But I think he won an interim belt with this one, I think, Flowz. So, he's put himself again back in the mix, Flowz. Like I said, I want all these guys to fight each other, Flowz, at this point. I'm talking not Canelo, I'm talking about the Caleb Plants, the Edgar Berlangas, the Mbidis, the Pachecos, the Jaime Munguias. That's 5 guys I've named, Flowz, who can. Demetrius Andre is meant to be coming back soon. 6 guys, if he's still about. That one I don't know, Flowz. That one I don't know, but I heard he's coming back soon. Yeah. So if he's there too, that's about 6 men that we can see. I don't know if Mar wants to get in the mix too. I don't know, but there's 6 or 7 guys. Get that get back. But there's about 6 or 7 guys there, Flowz, who I've just named, who are capable of fighting each other and putting on good quality fights, Flowz. And these guys can now have their own little tournament again to see if they can get another shot at Canelo. For some guys, it might be their first time shot at Canelo. But you know what I mean, Flowz. Let's see the cream rise to the top again. Seeing as, Benavidez, Canelo's probably not going to happen now. So, we'll see. That'd be nice to see, Flowz. But good win for Caleb. Good to see him back. Flowz. Danny Garcia resigning Lara. I actually wanted to talk about this here, Flowz, because man, Flowz, obviously I know you've made calls for that old guard of 147 pounders, Flowz, to get on out of here and retire. Yeah. We know Danny Garcia was firmly part of that old guard. Wonderful career. Flowz, I would always pick up that Danny Garcia on this pod. Always. Yeah. Very underrated fighter throughout his career. Had a great run, Flowz. Great fights as well. Career wins, big career wins. The Khan win was still Flowz. Obviously, that's the fight that made him. Yeah. And a lot of people were calling him a fluke, whatever. And the Matisse win was where I said to
win.
him, I told you, he's cold. This guy is cold.
Yeah,
Put some respect on his name.
That was legit.
That
Matisse win, was legit.
Bro, Matisse was running for everyone, knocking everyone out. And Danny Garcia banged him up so badly. Matisse was never the same afterwards again.
Yeah.
Matisse wasn't the same afterwards.
Man. That was a great fight. Danny Garcia went through hell and he rose. He showed skill. He showed legit skill in that fight.
Bro, people like were quick to rubbish Garcia, and I said this guy is actually really good. Very underrated fighter, Flowz.
A legit win, that one.
But Flowz, there's a time, sometimes it's time to leave the boxing before the boxing leaves you.
Yeah.
And Danny Garcia, it is time to hang them up. Because from what I saw, Flowz, and that fight there, this was his, I think, 160-pound debut. He moved up to 160. Remember, he had one fight, 154.
So 160.
Yeah. Lara was a champion at 160.
Yeah, I forgot that was a champion. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So this is his first fight at 160 pounds, Flowz. Challenging Arizlandi Lara for his title. To be retired by a guy who's like 8 years older than you is crazy, by the way. Arizlandi Lara is 41.
Yeah, 40s.
But
yeah.
41, I'm pretty sure, Flowz. But Arizlandi Lara, just from the jump, Flowz, I said this fight is all wrong for Danny Garcia. His fight is all wrong. For some reason, Flowz, it's like, have you done the scouting report on Arizlandi Lara? Lara fights in one way.
Yep.
The classic Cuban pot shot in style, Flowz, of jab from the outside, jab. So one shot each, one shot at a time. And if you're silly enough to try and charge in, quick, and then just step on the outside again. That's all Lara's gonna do. Fighting at a pedestrian pace.
Beautiful pace.
Flowz. Arizlandi Lara is probably the best fighter in the world at fighting in that style. That classic Cuban style, Flowz.
Yeah.
I said to myself, after round 1, 2, 3, 4, surely Danny Garcia is not going to fight at this pace for this entire fight, because if not, he's going to lose. You can't beat Lara at this game. You can't.
Yeah.
But Danny Garcia will just stay on the outside, Flowz. Flowz, the crowd was like, this fight apparently set record lows for punches landed per round, because every round, Flowz, the punches landed from both fighters was in single digits. Yeah. And in fact, one round, it was a complete shutout in terms of Danny Garcia landed 0 punches. And Lara landed like 5. All jabs. So Lara was beating this guy and piecing him up, Flowz, just from throwing 6 jabs around, from landing 6 jabs around. Because Danny Garcia wasn't quickening the pace, he wasn't stepping into Lara, he wasn't coming at him with activity, Lara's going to fight in this way, all Flowz. This is Flowz. He could Flowz. He could be blindfolded and fight in this style, Flowz. Jab, placement of the jab every time. Boom. You try and come forward slowly, but so he was just bobbing Danny Garcia's head back with jabs the whole night, and the occasional 1-2 pot shot combination. And Danny made 0 adjustments. Flowz did nothing. So much so, Flowz, Lara has won every single round, Flowz, from landing 5 jabs around. We get to the... In fact, Lara's then started to get more confident, and he started to step to Danny Garcia. I'm thinking, this is a shambles, Flowz.
Yeah.
Like, I could... You know what? Fair play to the crowd, because most crowds would have started booing from early. They started booing midway because of just the lack of activity from both fighters. But again, that's only going to suit Lara, because Danny Garcia's offense was so predictable and so slow that Lara didn't have to do much defensively. And we know he's defensively very hard to hit anyways.
Yeah. And
you get to the 9th now, Flowz. And I'm just looking at Danny Garcia. I'm thinking, well, he doesn't want to be here. Doesn't want to be here. I'm not seeing any hunger here. Angel's trying to G him up. It's not working.
Yeah.
And then we see Danny Garcia knocked down, I think for maybe the second time. Has he been knocked down? I don't think he's been knocked down before, Danny Garcia. Yeah, I think it was his first time he's been knocked down, Flowz.
Has he not been knocked down before?
You know how we've always praised him having a great chin and being quite hard to hit defensively when he wants to.
He's fought bare people as well.
I don't think Furman didn't drop him. Spence didn't drop him. I don't think Garcia hasn't been knocked down before. I think this is his first time he's been knocked down. I'm pretty sure, Flowz.
Yeah.
Think back to it, Flowz. I don't think he's been knocked down.
Oh, fair. I don't think he
Flowz,
had.
the
I
shot
can't
that
recall.
Flowz, the shot. Let's say this is his first ever knockdown. Flowz, the shot that put him down was a flick jab.
Yeah, he took a knee. He basically took a
And
knee.
he took the shot, Flowz. He paused, and then he took a knee and went down. I said, "You're joking, right?" Got up, beat the count, walked gingy to his corner. That's then Angels then said to the ref, "We're stopping this. It's done," and that was it. To me, Flowz, I think Danny didn't want to be in there anymore. He knew he was getting battered and pieced up by a guy who is 41 and fights at a pedestrian pace. Probably embarrassed Flowz at the performance and realizing that he hasn't got anything left anymore to give. Took that knee, went down, and then when Angel, questioned him and said, "Okay, yeah, I can clearly see this. He's not in this fight." Ended there and there. Yeah. Sad to see Flowz, but I think that sometimes fighters need that reminder and wake up call that to tell them that they don't got it no more. And I'll be shocked if I see Danny Garcia in the ring again. I think that should be it for him now, Flowz.
Yeah. It's got to be
it's done. It's done.
Look, it's layoff after layoff.
Yes, out for 2 years, by the way. So he's been out for 2 years.
And before that was 2 years as well.
Yep.
Before that,
and also to add as well, Flowz, apparently these past years he has been battling some serious mental health issues. Apparently. Yeah, he spoke on that afterwards. So yeah.
Well, pack it up, man. There's nothing left for you to achieve. I don't know what you're doing at 160. I don't know what you expect to achieve at 160. Even 158, we're like, what are you doing there?
154. We were like,
yeah. Fighting Jose Benavidez at 154 was
yeah.
Look, yeah, call it a day, man, Danny. Call it a day, man. That's what I can say. The hunger's gone. Whatever's going on is going on. You're half 2 years out. You can't be fighting every 2 years. What the hell?
Yeah.
Call it. You've been champion.
Yeah, champion at champion at 140 and 147. He's probably best. 140 was probably the best. Like that was his best run, I think. 140.
Yeah.
But even at 147, he punched above his weight, Flowz. He had great fights with great guys, and I used to praise him, Flowz. Danny Garcia never got watched in his losses.
Yeah, he never. He always went out on his shield.
Remember, Furman was at ST.
Good fight.
Furman didn't wash him. Great fight that was.
Porter,
great fight. Didn't get washed. Spence didn't wash him like that. Well, actually, Spence kind of worked him, but he was still competitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was still, yeah.
But this fight, Flowz, this one here, nah, he looked a hot mess, Flowz. He looked a hot mess.
Yeah, so, let's call it a day, man.
I just didn't think that Lara would be the one to get you. I've called for Lara to go, but Lara won't go because this fight, Flowz, it's again speaks to the middleweight division, stinky division right now.
Yeah, gosh.
For Aries Landy Lara to be champion, oldest champion in boxing right now, is nuts. And like I said, Flowz, Lara fights in it's the same style he's fought his entire life. He's the best at fighting that way. But you can get around it, Flowz, if you're just a bit more active. That's it.
Yeah. I saw people saying Danny Garcia quit.
I think so, Flowz. I think so. That knee, Flowz, it was a jab.
Yeah. It's the ref took the piss. The ref asked him that after Angel said, "Nah, it's over." The ref asked him, "Danny, it's over." And that put him under pressure. He didn't respond, and then they were like, "It's not his decision; it's Angel's." The corner tried to protect him in that sense, but yeah, Danny went on it, man.
Man.
Call it a day, bro.
Call it a day.
For a shame.
Shout out to Eric. Look, Lara will keep going until he's forced to retire. Shout out to Lara again, a fighter that's been one of my favorites over the years. Flowz, like I said, that style was very effective and great, but he's wooden now. He's old, so you shouldn't be allowing Lara to fight in that way until this long. Look what happened to Rigondeaux. We saw how amazing and effective his style was, but when he got pieced up, you saw how to beat that style. But Lara still able to do it. Joker.
One of the funniest boxers.
Bro, they fight the same way, you know. Exactly. It's that Cuban style.
Exactly the same, just different weight class.
that Flowz, that patented Cuban style. It's so clear, but it's also you can get around it if you're good enough. But yeah, the fact that Lara's able to get it off at 160 still, nuts. They ran Rigondeaux out of here finally. Yeah, I don't think he's retired, but yeah. But Lara still going. Shout out to Lara, man. I still think he beat Canelo back in the day. That's my opinion. I'd beaten Canelo, but they were never going to give him that win. And Lara was even saying, like, they asked him, oh, the crowd was booing, blah, blah. Were you surprised to be able to win this fight and with such few punches landed? Lara was like, took him to school. That's the Cuban school right there.
He always gets this. I'm sure I've heard him say the same thing.
You know what he said, yeah? Was the exact same thing he said against Canelo. When he lost to Canelo, he said, I won that fight. I took him to that Cuban school of hit and not get hits. Exact same answer, Flowz. He said the same thing in his whole career.
Every fight, he says the same thing.
Matt, obviously the accuracy is crazy, but the output is so small from Lara, but it doesn't need to be. Yeah. It's like an extreme version of Floyd, basically. But yeah. Cool, yeah. Good flow, yeah. Nice crowd. Nice card. We got to move on to next week, Flowz. It's another big one. We said AJ, the other cash cow. AJ, Dubois. Again, Flowz, there's some fights on the undercard that we also need to talk about here. But let's start with the big preview, obviously, of the main event. AJ Dubois. We're going to be in attendance for this one, Flowz. I'm looking forward to this. I better see my knockout. In fact, I'm going to see a knockout. And it's going to be coming from AJ.
Yeah.
I think AJ is going to stop Daniel Dubois. It's dangerous for AJ because, yes, he can get hit. And Dubois, we know, hits hard. Dubois is athletic. He's strong. He's quick. He's fresher. He's younger. And Dubois is coming off the back of, 2 or 3 amazing wins. So his confidence is the highest he can ever met, Flowz. It's up there in heaven right now, his confidence. But, that being said, they say AJ's back on this new and improved AJ. He's back on his prime, he's back, he's peaking now. They link up with Ben Davidson, Flowz, the great inheritor, as someone called him on this pod. The link up with Ben Davidson, Flowz, has been superb, clearly. It's the best AJ's looked for a long time. We spoke about, the 2-year gun-shy AJ. That seems to have gone now, Flowz. That's dissipated. AJ's got that meanness back to his work. And, with that being said, from a skill point of view, Flowz, I don't think Dubois can hang with AJ. And to put it simply, Flowz, I've said it throughout his entire career, Flowz. I'm still saying it now till this day. Daniel Dubois gets hit too often for my liking. Last fight, Hrgović, great win. Fantastic win against a fighter he wasn't expected to beat. Underdog for a fighter that mentally was probably in his head because they shared the ring and sparring together, and Hrgović was saying how the way Hrgović was rubbishing him, like, this is such easy work. Like, I killed you in sparring, like, battered you. It's easy work again. That fight started, Flowz. I'm seeing Hrgović just tee off on him at will. I said to myself, my God.
Yeah.
This card, obviously, Daniel activated. And when he activated, obviously, he went, machine for machine with him. But my point is, Flowz, he's getting hit too often, Flowz. Defensively, I think Dubois is just not good enough, Flowz. He's all action, all offense, but you need some defensive acumen, Flowz, especially in the heavyweight game where, you get hit with these big shots, you're likely able to go down. Now, he might argue and say that, he showed an amazing chin. But I promise you, Flowz, Hrgović don't hit like an AJ. Jerome Miller don't hit like an AJ. Joe Joyce does not hit like an AJ. I promise you that, Flowz. Usyk doesn't hit like an AJ. So, based on what I've seen, Flowz, and the lack of defensive work that I've seen from Dubois' entire career, because we said that against Joe Joyce, the lack of head movement, Flowz. Joyce was just teeing him off with jabs. Till Hrgović, where Hrgović was still teeing off on him with power shots. I haven't seen any defensive improvement so far from him, Flowz, and I expect to see the same on Saturday night, Flowz. And AJ, who we know is very good at setting up his own workflows, and he's no longer gun shy. AJ's going to throw them hands. He's going to let them hands go. Very good at that 1-2 Flowz. Very good at the uppercut. Very good at landing those big shots. When it lands, Flowz, I think Dubois is finna be night-night, man. Night-night. That's why I think AJ's going to stop him.
Yeah. You say night-night. I've been thinking night-night. Up until this very moment where I just realized that Daniel Dubois will be stopped. by count out while he's on his knees.
I was gonna say, Flowz, wait, you
yet another knee.
Flowz, I thought he got rid of that now, Flowz.
No.
Yeah.
He's gonna go out on another knee. And look,
Wow.
that's no diss or dig.
That's a diss.
Look, Usyk put him on. He took a knee 3 times or 2 times against Usyk.
Yeah.
Before that, Kevin Lerena, he won. Kevin Lerena, 3 knees.
That was like, was that 3 or 4?
That's 3 knees. So let's go for Kevin Lerena. 3 knees, he wins that. He lands a good body shot, a very controversial body shot against Usyk. Usyk takes the 4 or 5 minutes to recover. Low blow, body shot, whatever. People say he won that fight because Usyk took the 5 minutes that was given to him. I don't think so, because there's a lot of things that need to happen after the body shot. But anyway,
a lot of variables, yeah.
He couldn't get him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
With Usyk hurt to the body or hurt, couldn't get him out of there. He got out of there via knee. Jerome Miller, a guy he should be putting away, kind of went through troubles, middle portions.
He did.
Kind of went through a bit of trouble there. Showed resilience, fought back.
Mm-hmm.
Jerome Miller got himself out of there by being a legit idiot. Hrgović, both teeing off at each other. Both
crazy.
Landed it well. And it stopped because of the cut. Granted, Hrgović was fading.
Hrgović, I think Hrgović was on his way to being stopped anyways, to be honest.
I don't think it was going to sleep stopping. I think it's a referee jumping in the way stop.
Oh,
so
okay.
So I'm looking at these. I'm looking at all of this. And I'm saying, okay, Hrgović, not really a stoppage. Jerome Miller got himself out of there. Dubois got power, but I'm looking at him saying, is he gonna get AJ out of there if he has him hurt? The thing about Dubois is he's shown he's got a good engine actually in these recent fights. He showed that his engine's actually
very
improved.
Good, actually.
Almost questionably so. But his engine is good all of a sudden. But that's been, he's got great motivators in his corner. I'll give him that.
His dad is an engine. Let's be real.
His dad's
and Don Charles is allowed
Don Charles as well.
What?
Those two can G up anyone.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. He gets hit too often, way too easily. And the way he's been hit versus a Kevin Lerena, versus an Usyk, versus a off the couch Jerome Miller, and the way Hrgović was fluidly teared off on him.
Yeah. Hrgović was at ease.
From round one.
Ease.
And fair play to why he was walking through it. Through it, but you're not going to walk through AJ. If AJ's landing, you're not walking through that.
Close. It's like, just because if we see Daniel Dubois walk through AJ's shots from round 1 to 12, I am asking serious questions. I'm not going to tell you this is what questions I'm asking, but there's certain questions I'm asking because Flowz, there's already been rumblings a little bit.
I'm already up. Let me not even say too much. Let's just wait and see.
If I see that, Flowz, I will be asking some serious questions. That's all I'm going to say.
And we've seen it against AJ a few times. People panic when it comes to fighting an AJ. And you start going to the... grabbing some... But who knows? Look,
who knows? Look,
anyway,
this fight will be... Definitely, anyways. Anything AJ is going to be heavily VADA, whatever. So we know anyway. Yeah. So I'm sure it's okay. But yeah,
you Dubois, you need to fix up defensively in a way that we haven't seen you fix up defensively.
Yes,
is the truth.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, while you're strong, you're young, you're hungry, you can definitely land. You can definitely beat AJ.
Yeah,
but it's just unlikely.
Heavyweights.
Based on the evidence, based on what we've seen.
Yeah.
I expect you to be stopped middle to late rounds.
And let's look skill for skill as well, Flowz. AJ to me, just overall stylistically, I think he's more skilled, bigger, stronger. I think hits harder, despite Dubois having the higher knockout percentage, but that's based on opponents and whatnot. I think he hits harder. So I see a lot of factors in AJ's favor. And again, there's still some rawness to the Daniel Dubois game, Flowz. We can't forget he's 27, right?
Yeah.
Still only 27. This is 22nd fight. There's still some rawness there. Whereas AJ, I think we could say, is like in his peak prime, has been through certain opponents that is going to accelerate your development compared to Dubois. And yeah, it's just in a better flavor right now compared to Daniel Dubois. Despite, look, I've loved these last couple of Dubois fights, Flowz, and seen him, go mashing for mashing with guys and come through and win the war of attrition. I've really enjoyed it. But yeah, man, AJ is just on another level right now. And he's got that hunger again, as we said. He's got that meanness to his game. And I know for sure AJ ain't going to go in there looking at Dubois as light food like a Hergovich. No way. And he's probably, like I said, the face-off, the let's go now comment probably even made AJ even more angrier and thinking to myself, I want to stop this guy. So, yeah, man. It should be a fun fight, Flowz. I don't expect it to go the full 12. And we can't forget again, Flowz, this is for, because Daniel Dubois is an email champion. So this is for the IBF belt, which Usyk relinquished. So this is an opportunity for AJ to become a three-time heavyweight champion. And this is officially Daniel Dubois' first defense of that title. So, yeah, you can look, man. If Dubois, even if he loses this fight, Flowz, he will come again. He's still young enough to come again. But yeah, it's a big fight for him, and I'm excited to watch it, Flowz. But I'm quite comfortably thinking that AJ is going to stop him. You say he's going to fight a knee.
Yeah,
I think he might be able to knock him out. But regardless, Dubois, I don't think he's going to see the full 12.
Dubois will go out on his knees.
You're so confident.
I can see it. Like, he's gonna be there on the knee. The same face he pulls. Looking
confused. Yeah,
he's gonna touch the canvas a few times, and then he's gonna be on that knee. And he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna win it. When he's on that knee. Or the ref might save him and just call it. But yeah.
I think Flowz, AJ means real business, I mean, I'm looking at the last couple of performances, Flowz, where AJ's gone and looked to make a statement early, and he's done that. He's made statements. Yeah. I think, again, Flowz. Obviously, what's his name? Obviously, my man, Ngannou. I think AJ is in that zone again to look to make statements and to show that he's not playing around. He's not playing around. He means business. So, I won't be surprised if AJ looks to end it early again,
Yeah. What I will say, maybe the Dubois fought the better opponents in the last 3 fights.
Yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's heavily dragged down by Ngannou. But yeah. And again, Flowz, it's heavyweight division. Dubois hits hard. He can win. If he lands flush, if he lands flush, Flowz, we've seen AJ dance before. We've seen the color of his shoes before.
Yeah.
It can happen.
If he hurts AJ and he has the youth and energy and the engine to really apply that pressure on AJ as well. If he hurts him. What he done to Hergovich in that 6-4, the round before it was stopped.
Oh, man.
He gave him a hellacious ass.
Yeah. He's
got and that was like 7th round or 6th. Middle portions anyway.
Middle portions, yeah.
If he's got the energy to do that to an AJ if he hasn't hurt. So AJ better be careful too. Don't underestimate the bar.
Yeah. But I just think again, Flowz, AJ's gonna get to him first. That's it. He's gonna get to him first. Undercard. Let's talk about the undercard, Flowz. It's nice. We have what do we have? We have Tyler Denny. Is it Tyler Denny versus Hamza Shiraz?
Yeah.
For the European title.
Yeah. Shiraz. Nice win.
Shiraz. Yep. That should be a nice win for Shiraz. Shiraz stock we know is high right now. Very nice 5-5 win against Aaron Williams. I expect Shiraz to probably stop him, Flowz, to be honest. Shiraz, we rate on this pod. I think he's a middleweight, isn't it? I think he's a bit of a matchup problem middleweight because he's so tall and long. So yeah, I expect him to come through that one, to be honest. No offense to Tyler Denny, but
Tyler Denny's been on a good run as well.
He has.
So he should be full of confidence, but Shiraz is a problem, man. It's a real problem. Man.
Flowz. Josh Warrington's back. In another title fight. Warren's a G, man. Always getting these title shots.
Don't know how he patterns it, but he's here.
Bro, he's up against Kakache, who we know dethroned Joe Cordina in that, which card was that? That was a Tyson Fury Usyk card. Yeah. Ring of Fire. So obviously Kakache was heavily underdog and he stopped Joe Cordina. Joe Cordina, obviously, since then, I think he's moved up, even though he's fighting Shakur. But so Warrington gets a chance at another world title, Flowz. I'm just trying. When was the last time we saw Josh Warrington out?
Lee Wood, probably.
Was it Wood? Yeah, probably Lee Wood, yeah. Obviously, Warrington's 33 now. I think it's another, almost like he's coming off the back of 2 losses. Remember, he lost to Lopez. And then, challenged Wood for his title and got stopped. That was a bit contentious in the stoppage and whatnot, Flowz, but anyways, stoppage regardless. So possibly thinking this is almost a last chance for him to grab a belt again. This is at what weight is it? It's super featherweight. So yeah, he's a weight class up from when he lost against Wood. So that should be a good fight, Flowz, but I fancy Kakachi on this one, I do fancy just because he's younger and fresher. Is he younger? I don't even know if he's younger.
Quite old, I think. I don't think he's.
He's not even younger. He's actually older. No, Warrington's younger. To be fair, Warrington's actually younger. Kakachi's 35. Only because Warrington hasn't been seen. Well, I think Warrington has a lot of mileage. First of all, like this will be his 36th fight, whereas Kakachi's still in his 20s in terms of fights. So he's got a lot of mileage, as we've seen. We said he hasn't looked good for a while, Josh Warrington. And he's come off the back of 2 losses, and one was a stoppage. So this is his first fight since 2023, Flowz. Whereas Kakachi, we've seen in action this year, great win. To me, he'll be a bit sharper. So that's why I'm leaning towards Kakachi on this one. And yeah,
you're leaning. I'm fully percent Kakachi wins. Mauricio Lara done damage.
Irrepressible damage.
Irrepressible damage that he's never recovered from. Never.
He's never been the same since Lara. Never.
And he's. I guess he was having some success against Wood. Actually, he looked okay against Wood.
He was actually probably winning. According to the stoppage votes, he was probably winning the fight.
But I expect Warrington to do all the dirty stuff, headbutts, elbows, get a point deducted at some point, go down. There'll be cuts. There'll be rabbit punching. It's going to be a dirty fight. That's what Warrington's going to do.
Yep.
But I'm hoping Kakachi deals with that, and I expect him to stop him or Warrington disqualification. That's my prediction. Warrington needs to call it a day. I don't want to see him in the ring again. I'd be disgusted. Apart from Woods, where he was actually doing well.
Which fight was it? Was it the Lopez fight where
Lopez
Lopez was saying, "This is the dirtiest guy I've fought in my life"?
Lopez couldn't believe it.
No, what the whole fight, Warrington, I saw throwing him with his head, low blow, like he was moving mad, elbows, yeah.
Honestly, shocking. I think he fought Kiko Martinez before that.
Yeah,
shocking. Was it the Lara rematch? Where they early clash of heads.
Yeah, clash of heads, yep.
The Lara first fight. Yeah. Get him out of here, man.
I'm sick of seeing it.
I'm sick of it. I think he's a danger to the sport. He's dangerous to himself. Get him out of it. No referee favoritism. I don't want to see it because I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to come flying in with his head, elbows, rabbit punching, all types of dirty tactics.
Right.
And I want the referee to be serious. Get him out of there early. Point deduction early if he's moving mad. And disqualification early if he's still moving mad.
Nah, the Lopez one is killing me because he was nasty in that fight.
Lopez couldn't believe it.
For Lopez to come out and say, I've never experienced this kind of fighter before. Like, the referee wasn't on job at all.
Yeah.
The referee was
I was
allowing
sick to my stomach watching it. I was sick.
I was happy Lopez got the win because of that.
I think the commentary were defending Warrington, saying like, hey, Lopez doesn't want to engage.
Yeah.
Lopez doesn't want to engage.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't rob Lopez, because what Warrington was doing was crazy. Get him out of here, man. Do the job.
What else we got, Flowz? Liam Smith, I think, versus Josh Kelly.
think that got cancelled.
Oh, has that been cancelled? Why am I still
Yeah,
seeing it on the PBC site?
I think
Not on the PBC.
Liam Smith's injured. I'm sure. I think it's been
Okay.
called off. That's what I've seen.
Okay.
Confirmed.
Because Oh yeah. Well, yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently he's withdrawn yesterday. Okay. That Queensbury haven't updated their site. That's why. Okay. That's a shame. I'm interested, folks. Who would you go for that one? Because I know obviously your hysteric thoughts on Josh Kelly back in the day, but obviously Liam Smith, to me, Flowz, it's kind of cooked.
Yeah,
So,
Liam Smith is past it.
yeah,
I would
man.
say he should have the experience to deal with for Josh Kelly, but because he's so past it, I would have backed Josh Kelly.
Yeah, Josh Kelly. Yeah,
but that's not to say Liam Smith couldn't beat him. He could certainly beat him. It's just whether how badly cooked is he?
yeah. Fair enough. A fight that Flowz that I'm apart from the main event, I'm probably the most excited for. Joshua Buatsi versus Willie Hutchinson Flowz. Now, we saw the gloves are off Flowz. And we saw, as expected, Willie Hutchinson drawing Josh Kelly out. I mean, not Josh Kelly, Joshua Buatsi out. So much so that Joshua Buatsi ended up trying to choke him after he thought the cameras weren't rolling.
Did choke him. Did choke him.
Yeah. Willie Hutchinson's a big draw out. And what's made this fight even more exciting to be more intriguing is his trash talk game and his ability to draw his opponents out. And it's worked on Joshua Buatsi. Joshua Buatsi said from the jump, you're not going to call me a clown, you're not going to do that, you don't disrespect me. And Willie Hutchinson looks at his face and said even worse, started doubling down. So, Flowz, Hutchinson is confident as hell. He's talking the same game he talked to Craig Richardson, Flowz. And when he was talking like that to Spider, I was like, yeah, sorry, Willie, I don't believe you. Yeah. Spider's got this. And let's be real, Flowz, well and truly, he cooked Spider.
Yeah.
Cooked him.
Badly.
So much so where they're looking at Spider thinking, wow, you might have to hang them up. We don't know. He's talking the same game with Joshua Buatsi, Flowz. And people are warming to it, Flowz. I'm seeing people saying, you know what? After seeing what he did to Spider, Woody has a serious chance here. He's underdog again, but he truly, believes that he's going to school Joshua Buatsi and this actually knock him out. Me personally, Flowz, historically, I've, last couple of fights, I've been on to Buatsi. Said I need to see something, blah, 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 blah. I think the Aziz fight kind of quelled my fears with Buatsi, Flowz a little bit. It was a good win for him. He deservedly won that fight, and he didn't stop him, but I think he dropped him in the end. He dropped him in the final round, and no, was that stoppage in there?
Twice. He dropped it twice.
One was a dirty drop. Remember, one was like in the last, like he's like my man starfish, basically, yeah, or no, planked, basically. But yeah, it was a good look. It wasn't stoppage though. He saw the final bell.
I think he saw the final bell, but it was a knockdown. It was maybe one wasn't called a knockdown, and one was. Although maybe they both were. One shouldn't have been called a knockdown.
Yeah,
I think it was, and then
one was a bad knockdown, like a clear one. But that was I remember it now. It was bad.
Yeah,
it was a great performance from Buatsi, and we said he will, Aziz will give him hell, and I actually picked Aziz to win that fight. So I think Buatsi has enough to beat Willie Hutchinson, Flowz, but I think it's going to be a very tough fight for him. I'll be so real. Hutchinson is good, Flowz, and he's very awkward, and that awkwardness, I think, at first is going to have Buatsi a bit befuddled a little bit, Flowz. Before I think he has the ability, to make adjustments, Flowz, and to win that fight. But initially, I think his awkwardness, his size, Flowz, his freshness as well, is going to give Buatsi some trouble, Flowz. I expect Buatsi to go through hell in certain portions of this fight, to be honest, Flowz. And again, this is a good show me what you can do, Joshua Buatsi. Let me see if you're the man that we all think you can be. He's going to have to step up massively, I think, Flowz, because Willie Hutchinson is coming off the confidence and he has that awkward style, Flowz, that could be troublesome for him.
Yeah, for sure. I don't believe the knockout talk.
I don't either.
I don't think that's not happening for me, Willie. But you could certainly win. He can win. He could cause enough trouble for Buatsi and outpoint him. He's a switch hitter. He's awkward. He's skillful. Is the truth. He's very slick in there. He can be. I think watching the Spider fight, Spider had moments where he activated to a degree,
Yeah.
but Willie rose to those occasions, and Spider couldn't. He couldn't get to he couldn't go that extra gear. He actually went out kind of sad in my eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially that last round. He looked knackered, and
Yeah.
I think Buatsi will activate and keep taking it to that next gear.
Because
Now,
unlike Spider Flowz, we can't say Joshua's spiteful. You said it before. He's spiteful. So
yeah. I think I think they'll both go through hell. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for either of them.
Yeah.
And I think it will just simply come down to the judges liking what they see. I think Buatsi can stop him. I don't think Willie can stop Buatsi. So I think it'll be a close fight. And it could go either way. I do fancy Buatsi to win. I think Buatsi will just activate and take it to that next gear. I think he'll struggle early on.
Yes.
But I think it's the portions when he does activate. Can Willie rise to that or will he fade? Because I don't think he's fought too many 12-rounders, Willie, anyway.
No.
I don't think he's
Spider was his first 12-rounder.
Yeah, I think so too. So I think in those late portions, I'm sure he's prepared, but I think Buatsi, who's been 12 rounds and been in some battles, will claw it back or in those rounds there.
And Flowz as well. It's not really something that is a big variable, but just Buatsi's raw mentality, Flowz. We said it before, like Buatsi, same as AJ, does the humble thingy, blah blah, but underneath there, Flowz, there's probably a demon there, and we've seen it many times, Flowz. You love to point it out in terms of his, when he's there talking with Spider and even Dan Aziz, he was coming like he was getting drawn out, and he's then, I think, that fuels him in a way, Flowz. So I feel like this is probably the most we've ever seen him riled up, which we knew was going to be because of how Woody Hutchinson is. He's like that. So this is probably the most we've seen it. And I feel like he probably could use that as fuel to like really go in there and show Woody up and be like, yeah, cool. All that talk he was talking, watch me. I'm going to bat you now, kind of thing. And I don't think he'll bat him, but you know what I mean? He's going to use that as fuel, Flowz, I think. So, yeah, man. Flowz, I'm looking forward to this one a lot. I think it's going to be a great fight. And again, I just want Buatsi I think he will win. And I expect him to go through tough portions there, which again makes a fighter. And it's going to serve him better anyways, Flowz. So, yeah, man. Nah, when Hutchinson was saying, you've gone through hell with this guy and that guy, Buatsi was like, who? I said, he said you got life and death with all these guys back there. Oh, I was crying.
Hutchinson, Willie's a drawer. And like I said, it's the same with Dubois, where you're looking at the person who's drawing you out or talking to you, you're like, you're unique. Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
That's what makes it even worse. But Willie don't care. He don't give a toss. So it should be a good fight. I think it comes down to how Buatsi fights late on in the second half of the fight.
Yeah. Final fight on undercard Flowz is Mark Chamberlain versus Joshua Padley, I think. That's the final one. But all in all, Flowz, I think really good card. And I look forward to seeing it live, to be honest, Flowz. Should be a good one.
For sure.
Just lastly, Flowz, before we round up, just worth also mentioning as well, obviously we spoke about how active the super middleweight division is. Another super middleweight contender. I say contender, he's fought Canelo and he lost. But Jaime Munguia recently ended his relationship with Golden Boy. So it's good that he got that last cash out fight against Canelo. And he signed with Top Rank. And Top Rank are putting him on. They're doing it again, Flowz, Friday show. He's fighting this Friday, Flowz, against, making his Top Rank debut against Eric Bazinian, who is, I think he's Armenian super middleweight, undefeated as well, Flowz. Armenian Canadian, undefeated, 33 fights, 32 wins, 23 by knockout. I'm trying to see who I can see on his resume. Atlanta's Fox, he's beat him. I'm trying to think who else I can see on his resume that I recognize. Not much, to be fair. Not much else. But yeah, should be a decent fight. I guess just keeping him busy, which is good for Munguia. Again, like I said, I want him in that mix. Against obviously he can fight those other guys as well, Flowz. It's a shame that he's moved over to top rank now, because I'm trying to think who was top. But I swear that division is that 168 pounder. It's mainly, I mean, if you think about it, Canelo is, I guess Canelo's like PBC now, but Berlanga's
Turkey in the mix, man.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
Doesn't matter anymore.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm there trying to do the math, thinking. Yeah,
all that talk about other side of the street.
Yeah, true.
Look at this Dubois AJ fight. It's on BT. It's on the Zone. It's on Sky.
And yeah, it's got Queensbury match and boxer fights.
I think they even showing on PBC too. I'm not even sure. Double check that one. But yeah, all these promoters can work together. All these broadcasters can share fights now.
True.
That excuse out the window. Sorry, Errol Spence.
Yeah. The only ones holding that down, the outside is, well, Team Tank, obviously, whenever Tank fights. That's not going to be on any network, but yeah. Hey, we saw her in LB the other day, chopping it up.
Crazy.
Hey, who knows? Crazy. You know, LB said, vividly, the titles are there. When I see him, I'm going to punch him in the face. Like, LB has been threatening this man for a good 4 years. But it was all smiles. When the money's there, Flowz, when the money's right, you're gonna bury beefs and hatch and bury the hatchet for all these beefs. So yeah, too funny. But yeah, Flowz, that's been a bumper episode of Strap Season. Enjoyed this one. Next week, I look forward to reviewing everything. Should be seeing some good knockouts next week. But yes, this has been episode 213 of the Strap Season Podcast. Once again, I'm your boy Cam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, guys, you know where to find us. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.